Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome to the video. So we had a volatile week in the stock market this week, and in this video we'll be going over what to expect next from the market, along with the top trade ideas to watch, including some big moves we could see from earnings in the week ahead. As always, there are timestamps in the description. Let's go ahead and get into it. So starting out by taking a look at the S&P futures chart, there was some big volatility this week, though without any key breaks. So the big volatility started on Wednesday, where downside was triggered on the break below the 58.68 to 58.73 key zone, and it sold all the way down to the backtest of the trend line, along with 5800 support, where buyers reacted strong there. So from there it bounced back to 58.68 to 58.73, which rejected as new resistance, and then Friday it was able to break above that zone, which then triggered a rally up to 5900 before a strong rejection there and broke lower to close the week. So into next week, as we get closer to the election on November 5th, I would expect volatility and an overall tougher trading environment to continue until after the election, where the market will have more clarity. The key levels to watch continue to be 5900 and 5914 on the upside, where a break above 5914 triggers the breakout, likely into new all-time highs. 58.68 to 58.73 has acted as the key pivot zone of this range, and I'd watch for that to continue. And then 57.97.5 to 5800 is key support below, along with the trendline backtest, where a break below that zone can act as the larger breakdown trigger, potentially towards the 5750s next, if it was to break and hold below it. So now getting to the top trade ideas for the week ahead, starting out with Tesla stock, ticker symbol TSLA. So we've been going over this pattern that's been setting up for quite some time now, which can be looked at as an over 1 year long inverse head and shoulder pattern or a cup and handle pattern with 265 as the neckline and breakout trigger above. And the catalyst for this week's large upside move and potential start of the larger breakout move was their earnings report, which surprised to the upside, with the biggest positive being the large bounce back in operating margin, as it is now back above 10%. So the stock should be on close watch into the week ahead, with this breakout move potentially just getting started. A successful break and hold above 265 from here can target 271 next, which was a swing high in July, and then above there the next resistance and target levels would be at 279.2, 294.8 to 299.3, and then 314 next above there. Before a large breakout, it can also be common to see a fake out first, so a scenario like this could be something to watch for, where this initial breakout attempt fails, but it finds higher low support off 250 to 251.5 before following through higher from there. This is also a huge earnings week for the market, with some important reports coming up that can result in large moves. So there are two companies reporting that I would keep on very close watch, with the first being Amazon, ticker symbol AMZN. So for the most part, Amazon stock has been flat since April of this year, where it's been consolidating around those 2021 highs. It had a failed breakout attempt above in July and a washout move below in August, and now it's back to where most of the price action has been, which is below about 189 to 191.5. It's been consolidating in this range for a month and a half now, and there's a great chance for a large move with strong follow through from earnings, which the company reports on Thursday after market close. So above 189 to 191.5 would be what to watch for to trigger upside, and a positive reaction from the market and a gap above that zone has a great chance to follow through higher towards $200 plus per share. I wouldn't be too interested in playing this as a short personally if there's a negative reaction to earnings, but the major moving averages would be what to watch for as key support, and those can act as a larger downside trigger below if they fail to hold. And a similar setup and outlook is with Google stock, ticker symbol GOOG, which also looks to be gearing up for a very large move from earnings. So taking a look at the chart, the stock went on a big run from March to early July, where it broke out to new highs above 152.1 and ran all the way up to 193 per share. After that, it pulled back and successfully backtested 152.1 after a slight undercut below, and has now built out a tight 1 month plus long consolidation heading into earnings. So Google reports earnings on Tuesday this week after market close, and has well-defined levels that we can watch to trigger their directional move. So breaking above the trend line at about 167.5 to 167.7 would trigger the breakout out of this consolidation, which can then target levels above at 170.5 to 171.4, 174.2, 180, and then the 183.3 gap fill. Key support on the downside is at the major moving averages, which are at 162.6 to 163.34, along with the bottom of the range at 161.4 to 161.7. Breaking below there can trigger downside towards 156.5, then 152.1 to 152.8 next below. Because the pattern has gotten so tight here, there's a great chance for a larger move that follows through whichever direction it breaks. For the past couple of weeks, we've also been going over the setup on Bitcoin, which is this about 4-year long cup and handle pattern, where the handle has been building out for 8 months now. It is very likely just a matter of time before this breaks out, and because of how long the pattern is, it will likely result in a massive move once it does so. There are a few different ways to trade this. It can simply be through buying Bitcoin or the Bitcoin ETF, ticker symbol IBIT. So the ETF has respected its pattern very well. As we can see, the trendline resistance is well defined, where it's now flagging slightly below. A break above it, which is now at about 39.2 to 39.3, can trigger that breakout, which if it successfully holds, has a great chance to follow through into new all-time highs. Bitcoin miners can also be one to keep on watch, and the miner with the cleanest setup is Mara Group, ticker symbol MARA. And something to note is these miners are very volatile and essentially move like a leveraged trade on Bitcoin. Mara has very well-defined resistance at 18.9, which is the current top of range, along with the 200-day moving average slightly above there, which is currently at 19.18. Breaking above there triggers the breakout and likely large move and result, which can target the next levels above at 20, 22.6, 24.55, and then 27.4. If the current pullback continues, the levels of interest to watch for a higher low would be at the 50-day moving average and then 15 to 15.2. Coinbase, ticker symbol COIN, is another Bitcoin trade along with these. So we went over the upside move being triggered above the 50-day moving average, which saw a large run in result, and it is now pulled back and is consolidating around 200 to 207.1, along with the 200-day moving average as new support. So far, this looks like a healthy cool-off period before attempting a move higher, as long as that continues to hold, and a strong reaction and a higher low from buyers here can start continued upside, where the next resistance and target levels above would be at 225 to 228, 239, and then 255.5 to 263.4. So that is everything that I'm watching for in the week ahead. Expect continued volatility until after election season, but of course with volatility always comes opportunity. Thank you guys for watching, and if you're anybody interested in joining the private Discord chat, that is the first thing down in the description. Take my personal trade alerts, nightly watch lists, and I answer any questions you guys have in there. Good luck trading the week ahead. I'll catch you guys next time, and peace out.